You will now be introduced to some basic tools to identify your learners' needs and interests that affect your teaching and influence the tasks and your overall TeamBLT curriculum design. The language class, in order to be successful, must be aligned with the learner's aims and objectives. Through this video, we will focus on learners' needs and interests. What tasks do your learners need or want to learn? Why are they attending your class? Which are their interests? On the first day of the course, but also during the whole course, you can try to verify some details regarding the learners and their needs in specific tasks. This is called task-based needs analysis. If you decide to do it at the beginning of the course, it can help you to create a pool of tasks which later on you can use to negotiate with the learners how to use them in class. Also, it can provide an insight of the learner's gaps in performing specific tasks, and it can guide you to better organize your curriculum with learning experiences that will be able to engage the learners actively. However, this is a procedure that can be present during the whole course. The task-based needs analysis can be done by various methods, and combining some might provide you a more reliable picture of the situation. 1. Observe the learners or the outcomes they produce. 2. Have an interview with the learners or discuss various tasks with them and see where they show interest or which tasks they can perform easier than others. 3. Assess the learners to determine their current needs revealed by the assessment information. This could be done prior to the starting date by sending out to the learners a Google form, as we have already seen in Module 2. Or in class, you can provide a table and ask the learners to fill in the tasks they would like to learn, the reasons they learn this language, and their interests and hobbies. This can be kept in their personal portfolios so the learners can have access and self-evaluate their performance or track their own process, for which we will talk again in Module 5. Is this analysis useful? How? Let's imagine you have these results from all your learners. What does this evidence show for your class? 1. Your learners are here for various reasons that you can try to accomplish by adapting your tasks. For example, the ones that need the language to work or communicate with their colleagues, maybe they will need work-related tasks such as attending an interview, writing a curriculum, going out with colleagues. 2. As you have various learners who like cinema or movies, it might be a great idea to include cinema-related tasks. We will analyze the use of the different materials and see a specific example in Module 4. 3. As there are various learners that have interest in kinesthetic activities such as walking, dancing, or playing football, this might be a clue for adapting your methodology. For example, when doing a task, you can put learners to move and do something active. Have you ever thought of providing tasks for children while your learners are adults? What about the contrary? What would have happened if you had decided to assign an introvert learner to make a public presentation from the first day of class? The learners would be possibly disappointed and discouraged to learn the language. When designing your TeamBLT curriculum, you should consider the participants' ages and any special requirements they have, their reasons for learning the language, their various social realities, how participants are used to learning, and their previous language learning experiences. Especially, when you teach your language to adult learners, it is important that you think on the below 5 elements. 1. Utilize their learning or language experience. 2. Remember their readiness to learn. 3. Time perspective of these learners differs. They need the language in order to use it immediately. 4. Adult curricula should be more problem-centered than subject-centered. 5. Self-directed learning is important. Adult learners need to have the chance to learn according to their pace and direction and have the chance to assess their own learning. Remember, the more you take into consideration your learners, the bigger your chances are that they keep engaged.